huge focus. The leader of the world's largest democracy and the world's oldest democracy are set to meet, with Prime Minister set to visit the United States of America for his maiden state visit. Anticipation and euphoria are at fever pitch. Now, the Prime Minister will start his visit to the United States in New York, where he will be celebrating with the World Yoga Day, viewers. Under the aegis of the United Nations. And we have with us tonight Ambassador Ruchira Kambhoj, the permanent representative of India to the United Nations. Ms. Kambhoj, if you can hear me, we are on air live. Nice to see you, ma'am.
Likewise, very nice to see you also, and I can hear you loud and clear.
Wonderful. Let me begin by asking you a few questions. What does it mean for Bharat, for brand Bharat and its global cultural projection, for the Prime Minister to be participating in the Yoga Day event in New York?
Thank you so much, Rahul. Well, first of all, the event is quite unique. I think it would be difficult to find a parallel of a head of state or head of government himself leading on a soft power projection on a global platform and at such a large scale. Then, while yoga is done every year world over, it is not very common to see such a large presence of an international component at one place, which, by the way, these people are the opinion makers or influencers of those countries. We have 193 member states at the United Nations, as you know. That makes this a very, very unique platform. And we expect thousands to join in, and there has indeed been an overwhelming response to the event. I would also like to add that acceptance of another country's cultural heritage on such a large scale, it might be difficult to find another parallel.
Very interesting. Now, yoga is inseparable from the Indic way, Indic traditions, our heritage. How has India's spiritual foundation helped it in transforming India into a global brand?
Well, you're absolutely right, and I don't think I could agree more with you. Yoga has indeed lifted and popularized the India way of life. For example, our herbs and natural practices are being accepted with a vengeance, and especially post-COVID. Here in the US, for example, there are mass consumption stores where it is quite common now to find haldi capsules, neem and ashwagandha in the wellness and vitamin sections. So the broader message which is going is away from synthetics and imbibing the natural, where the yogic way of life is a champion.
Now, yoga was inscribed in UNESCO's representative list of the intangible cultural heritage. How did this come about?
Well, thanks, Rahul. I will say that I had the privilege of being the ambassador of India to UNESCO at the time when yoga was inscribed as the intangible cultural heritage of humanity. You would recall that by then, Prime Minister Modi had already got 21 June declared as International Yoga Day at the UN. So the next logical step was to inscribe this as intangible cultural heritage at UNESCO on his initiation. I remember in December 2016, it was in Addis Ababa, all members, without exception, had backed the yoga dossier. In fact, one of the members had actually got up and had said, how can yoga not be inscribed? This, he had said, is a natural heritage for all of us.
Well, Ambassador Kambhoj, thank you very much for speaking to me. On a lighter note, one hopes to see you performing some of those asanas that we are seeing on our screen. Will you be part of the larger function in the next 24, 36 hours?
That is my duty. Indeed, indeed.
Wonderful. Okay. Thank you very much, Ms. Kambhoj. Thank you very much for speaking to us. Viewers, as I told you, the Indian community is besides itself with excitement. A unity march has been held in 20 major cities across the country. From Times Square in New York to the Golden Gate Bridge, Modi Modi chants are being reverberated in the United States. Here's a small report for you, viewers, from some of these places where the Indian community is out on the streets already hyping this event. Watch this.
Modi hai to Modi hai, Modi hai to Modi hai, Vande Bharat Mata ki Jai.
Modi ji has brought a glory to India, and India is doing great under Modi's leadership.
Welcome, Modi ji. Welcome, Modi ji. Bhalobasi, bhalobasi, Modi ji ke bhalobasi.
Sari Indian community all over the US is welcoming Prime Minister Modi. It is a historical day for him.
Welcome, Modi. Welcome, Modi. Welcome, Modi. Welcome, Modi. Welcome, Modi. Modi, 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 Modi. Jai Hind. Jai Hind. Vande